Going on, everybody? It's your boy Jason Lee Tucker here. We're live tonight on a Thursday evening. Going into the weekend here. We got Friday tomorrow. Going into the weekend. We got Valentine's next week. So we got a big weekend coming up here. Out here burning a little fire. Just doing a little chill, see who's on video. Talk to the people, see what's going on. We got we all forgot it. We've got the big Super Bowl weekend coming up this Sunday. Last week we had the Pro Bowl, which the NFC won. It was sort of like a flag football game, which is very interesting. Wasn't as cool as the past days, but you see we got Venus up there, if you can see it in the western sky. But we're out here burning some firewood. You can get too close, I don't get my thing up. You can see it up there. All right, guys, let's see what's going on this week. For me, most of the sports has ended at the school. I mean, the basketball's now ended, so you probably won't see no more basketball. You'll see some basketball videos. I'll be making them up here and there from past ones, but girls and boys basketball is done. Soccer is done. Wrestling, I believe, is done. Weightlifting is done. So now we're going into baseball, softball, flag football for girls, and lacrosse, boys and girls. So got an interesting lineups coming up here. The spring games, and then we got Powder Puff coming up here pretty soon. So I'm gonna try to check a little of each. I meant not as much as the basketball and football, but maybe we might catch a softball game, a baseball game, flag football game, a lacrosse game. Try to get one of each to see how, show the people how it is and support. So that's coming up probably in the next couple months. We got left before the summer. Then we got spring. We do have a spring football game I forgot about coming up in end of March. So definitely will be there. So I will be live on that one. Trying out my new camera and all that. Had it last night, other night on the video, on the basketball. So if you've seen some weird looking shots and stuff, I'm testing it out, guys. It's not fully operational yet for me, but I'm working on it. So yeah. Movie wise coming up. We got that Ant-Man and Wasp movie, Ant-Man and Wasp Quantumanium coming up. So I know we was talking about it last night on Hangout. For me, I'm not really excited. I don't know. After last year's Marvel and DC films, I am really not excited about it. I mean, it may be just a Disney Plus. Hey, David. Hey, Dave, what's going on? It might be just a Disney Plus. Wait a couple months till it comes on Disney Plus movie for me. So, I mean, if I have time, I will see it, but I don't know if I'm going to or not. I'm not excited about it. I'm not really excited about it. I mean, Black Panther was Black Panther was okay. I mean, I'm not saying I hated the movie. It wasn't like the first one. It just wasn't exciting as the first one. I saw 3 times in the theater. I really loved the first Black Panther. So, to me, this one felt rushed. Just wasn't, here it's not getting good early reaction. Yeah, I don't know. See, that's the thing, David. Not really excited. Like I said, Black Adam, that's a DC film, but that was a letdown for me. Really let down for me. Like I said, Black Panther was good, but it was not, wasn't exciting for me. I mean, it was just, I like parts of it, but there's lots of parts I wish it would have been a little different. But Namor, I wish it would have been a little different. And Thor was sort of a, real letdown on that movie. I know, I just did not like that movie that great. I mean, really. I mean, if you want to, in DC, I mean, really, DC didn't have nothing good. I mean, the Batman I liked the Batman. I mean, it was different and all that. I mean, some people did, something like, I mean, to me, the DC Wonder, I even watched the DC Wonder, the DC, what was it, the Wonder Pets movie, on the animated movie. I thought it was better than Black Adam. That's how bad Black Adam was to me. It just was terrible. And like this Shazam movie coming up, I'm really not excited seeing it. I mean, Aquaman, I probably watch it, but I'll probably watch it when it comes on HBO Max too. Just that and The Flash. I'm not really overexcited to see him. I'm hoping James Gunn gets a little bit. Suicide Squad, I like the first Suicide Squad. I really didn't care for. This one, I like parts of it. I mean, it wasn't like my favorite movie, but I like parts. I mean, the John Cena character, I love the piece. That was one thing I liked from the Peacemaker show. I love that show James Gunn did with John Cena, and I'm not a John Cena fan. I mean, people who know me, they do not. I know I do not like John Cena, and I mean, I'm more of a Rock fan. That's what's strange, but I'm more of a Rock fan than I'm a John Cena fan. And John Cena did such a better performance in Peacemaker than The Rock did Black Adam. So I mean, I enjoy, like I said, the movie was different. I mean, I mean, I would say Suicide Squad was better to me than probably all the Marvel movies that we put out this year. I really liked it better than most of the Marvel movies. So it's kind of one of them weird things. I mean, it's not like no. I'd say the Batman's better, yes, but it was let me see what is going on. What do you think about Gunn has planned? Well, this is the thing. What's going to happen if all these fanboys and all these like, complainers keep complaining? They're going to push Gunn out before he does something. That's what I'm a little worried about. I mean, they need to give the man a chance. I mean, like I said, I enjoyed Peacemaker. If he does anything like Peacemaker, like that, I'm hoping the Guardians of the Galaxy 3 is going to be good. I mean, I hope he doesn't just leave, that one trash, because, I meant this holiday special was okay, but that was another one. It could have been a lot better than it was. But Gunn, I'm hoping he, changes things around, but I'm afraid that people. The problem is it's like a, oh God, what did I say? I hate to explain it like this. It's like a colon. You got so much shit built up in there in the DCU that hasn't even been released yet, which I'm pretty much saying Shazam 2 probably, and possibly The Flash and whatever else, Batgirl or whatever else they got in there they haven't released yet. And so that crap's got to come out first before we get any James Gunn, any of his movies or his ideas. So that's what I'm a little worried about. And when this Shazam 2 comes out and it's probably total trash. Well, I mean, looking at it looks like total trash, and it may be a good movie. I ain't gonna, can't say it's gonna see it, but I mean, I hope James Gunn did not produce that film or nothing. So then they're going to be like, oh, that's James Gunn. No, he didn't. That was trash. That was, like I said, that's that build up in the colon before it got released out. So, James Gunn gives a good colon cleanse to the DC. You got to get all that trash out of there before we can. A lot of characters are being cut from the Flash. Yeah, that's what I heard today. Well, it's done. I mean, why do you need them anymore? Wonder Woman, Superman, whatever, Batman, whoever the hell they put in there, they're done. Them characters are done. They need to be, just pretty much dissolved. They're gone, they're done. It's like they're now the Snyderverse. People need to accept it. Snyderverse is now like Michael Keaton's Batman or the old Reeves Superman. They're, if you liked it, that's great, but they're done. That vision, that segment of history is done. It's over. And people need to accept it. They're never going to be a Snyderverse Part 2. They're not going to be. There's no way it's going to be. I keep hearing this thing. They're going to send it to Netflix. And Netflix. Well, why would you do that? You're going to have. All that's going to do is piss off more people. And then you're going to confuse people and say, well, what is this Batman? And then you're producing a Batman. I mean, do you want to have a. And it's the thing. If it succeeds, you'd be stupid because. What if that one does good and your new division's a failure? Now, but then, okay, that vision's on Netflix. So, which release the Flash gun. Yeah, the God, you released probably. I heard Aquaman 2's taking the characters out too. So, I think they added Batman and all that in Aquaman. I think those characters are going to be taken out also. And supposedly Ezra Miller's the only one's going to be kept. It sounds like that what they were talking the other day. I think Rob or somebody said that. He's the only character they're going to get. They're going to get rid of everybody. I mean, what's the name? Aquaman. He's probably going to be Lobo. So it's going to be it's going to be different. I don't know. Like I said, we ain't going to see nothing from James Gunn. Probably looking at that schedule. I think even the next Batman movie, the Batman movie, I don't think we're getting into 2025. And, that's not even going to be part of the James Gunn universe. That's just going to be just like Joker 2 and something else. They're like a side project of DC, but they're not the James Gunn film. He hasn't we're not going to see a James Gunn film idea till probably 2026 or later. I mean, possibly, unless they really, uh, you know, just rush it hard. Ezra is a little, yeah, I don't know. Like as I tell you the truth, like I said, if we're not going to see, like I said, right now they are tied up. Warner Brothers right now doesn't have money, and this is now this is a rumor that I heard from somebody last year that now Warner Brothers is just screwed up. Discovery did not help Warner Brothers at all. That was probably a dumb merger. I mean, really, it was sort of a dumb, stupid merger because they didn't. Warner Brothers needs somebody that can control them and give them money and make them improve. And what I've been hearing, and this may take some, you know, possibly some, gonna have to get rid of some stuff, change around, is that Universal Comcast will take over Warner Brothers Discovery within this year, next year. They're gonna go after them, which, they'll have to, well, they're gonna say that to go against Disney, and they have all right, they could. And that would be the merger of the century, because, well, not just movies wise, Universal right now, if anybody lives in Florida, I think Dave, you live in California, so you have Disneyland, you have Universal Park. Well, we have here we got Disney World, which is pretty much they consider the crown jewel of the Disney company theme parks, and Universal Studios, well, Universal Orlando, whatever you want to call it now, they're getting closer and closer to Disney. They're threatening Disney really bad now with their parks. I mean, to me, I'd rather go to Universal than to Disney. If you call them right now, Disney has just become cheap and lazy on their parks and their rides. And Universal now, they're fixing to open up a new park that was state art. They got two great parks already, Islands of Adventure and the old Universal Studios Florida. But they're fixing to open a new park, which is going to have Nintendo World. I mean, you have one out there in California. I think y'all just got the Mario Kart ride. This one's going to have the Donkey Kong ride, Yoshi ride, and they're talking about expanding more. They're going to have that. They're going to have another Harry Potter section. They're going to have monsters, and this is like this park is like state of the art. I mean, this looks like this, and here they're going to possibly build a second one. And then I'm hearing that now they're going after they're going to build a Texas park. What is, if Universal, especially them thinking about a fourth park, what would help Universal? All those IPs from WB, Warner Brothers, they already got Harry Potter, which is already great. They already have Harry Potter in their parks, which is a Warner Brothers, product. What else does Warner Brothers have that would be perfect? Because they're even rumored this would be a second expansion, Lord of the Rings. So, imagine, they had the Hobbit and the Lord of the Rings movies. Imagine them putting a land of those. And then you go to DC. I know Six Flags has, they had license rights on, DC characters and Looney Tunes characters. But it's not in Florida. We don't have no Six Flags in Florida. I mean, y'all do have some that are in California, so that might change that. But Florida is where Universal is thinking about sticking the dagger in Disney. And in the rumors that they're possibly going to build a European park here pretty soon. And they just built a Beijing park. They have one in Japan, and they have one in, I think it's Singapore or Malaysia or somewhere there too. So they have multiple parks. And it was rumored to build one in Dubai at one time, which would be smart too if Universal went in there too. But with Universal taking over Warner Brothers, there's no rights of DC characters in Florida. You could build the biggest DC, especially if James Gunn gets DC back and going. You could build, imagine, have you ever been to Universal where they did Islands of Adventure, where they did the Marvel section? They could bring in a DC section that would be just blow anything Disney or anybody, or even Six Flags away. I mean, you would have the rights to that. And then there's a lot of other characters, and you got all the Looney Tunes, and well, you got Cartoon Networks, which, guess what? They own, that would bring back Hanna-Barbera back. You would have full control of Scooby-Doo, Jetsons, Flintstones. I mean, there's a lot there that they could take over. So, and another thing would be good about Universal taking over Warner Bros. is, there is a thing that you can't own two networks. They own NBC. WB does not own anything. They used to own CW, but I think with them and Paramount, they sold it off. So CW is sort of just being dissolved out. So, which it really doesn't count. So they would not have to worry about that part of it. They might have to, there's a lot of, like Disney, there was a lot of monopoly type things in there they had to watch out. But I mean, you imagine the catalogs. I mean, Universal, getting a hold of WB and all those movie networks. See, we have HBO. Imagine HBO Max, Discovery Plus, and Peacock all in one. I mean, that would be a massive catalog of content. I mean, Disney would be worried then, because they could have Hulu. Universal don't want you. That's the thing is, Disney has to buy Hulu off Universal. They have to buy that remaining share. And Yogi, yeah, Magic Mountain's still there. W, but what was I saying? Oh God, I just lost my train of thought. But oh yeah, Hulu. I was about Hulu. Yeah, Hulu. Yeah, they were saying that Universal might. Why would Universal want Hulu? Hulu's okay. I mean, to me, I don't know what really Disney wanted Hulu. I mean, it's okay. You could have Disney. All they need to do is just quit being cowards and make their Disney like they started bringing mature content and all that. I mean, you go to HBO. There's or HBO Max. There's Looney Tunes, but then guess what? There's adult movies too. You just put a lock and key on it. It's very simple. Everybody thinks, Disney, can I have a rated R movie? Well, guess what? They used to own Miramax. And Miramax has a lot of movies that were not kid friendly. And you know what's funny? They sold Miramax, and now, guess who owns Miramax now? It's CBS Paramount. And they've made a lot of money off of a lot of them old. Has a lot of content Disney don't have. There are a lot of Academy Award movies, and guess what? They have the Scream franchise, which they're reevaluating it. I didn't like the last Scream movie. This one looks interesting. This one coming into New York. I mean, it looks interesting. I was thinking about it. If you ever remember the old Jason movies, remember when Jason went to Manhattan? You know how it was like weird, it wasn't the greatest movie, but back in the time, it was like, okay, Jason was always at the freaking camp. He was always at the same place. And they just put Jason in Manhattan. So it was like, that's what I was like thinking. It's like, well, maybe this is this could be interesting. So they make money off those and different movies. So Disney was stupid, really. And they basically gave away. Disney has actually gave away some franchises. It was very stupid, I thought, in a way. That and the Power Rangers. They sold the Power Rangers back for like pennies. They got barely less than $1 million for the Power Rangers back, which was kind of really stupid in my book. I know they haven't been some really good Power Ranger movies that's come out, but there's a lot of catalog, a lot of episodes and stuff. There's still a lot of Power Rangers. I never got into it. I never got into the movies. I saw the movie like one time, the original movie. I never really got into the show, but there's still a lot of people on it. And if they would just put the damn effort in, you know what they should have? That's when they bought Marvel. That's when they just said, we got Marvel, so we'll just get rid of the Power Rangers. They should have put the damn Power Rangers under Kevin Feige, let Kevin Feige figure it out, and he probably would have made them damn successful again. But, that was a stupid thing on Disney, and they just sold them off real cheap and got rid of them. Punched a dude's head off. Yeah, I didn't want to get Hulu's expensive. I don't like it's gone up in price. I canceled it. There was nothing on there that I really excited about. I don't let's see. I didn't have the last movie with Elizabeth Banks. Hate the movie with. I know. I just don't. I didn't Hulu. I'm not really. Right now, I only streaming services I got. I have Disney Plus, which I only renewed it during like Christmas because it has some special. But really, I haven't watched Disney Plus in 2 months. I haven't watched one thing on Disney. Well, I take that back. I watched the first 2 episodes of The Bad Batch, and I just did. After that, I haven't watched nothing else because I just wasn't excited about it. And I haven't. And I was going to go back and watch Black Panther 2 again, but I just haven't been in the mood to go watch it. And besides, that ain't been nothing on Disney Plus I interested in or anything to see on Disney Plus. It's just, well, if you go all the way back to She-Hulk, but that was probably one reason I actually canceled Disney Plus for like 2 months. After that She-Hulk came, because it was just like garbage. HBO Max, which I like. There's some things on there. There's some good shows on there. I care for it. I think the best. Well, you got Netflix. I think I watched on Netflix was Cobra Kai, and my kids watch it. They like the Stranger Things and a couple other shows. My wife watched some stuff, and I watched that Squid Game thing back in it, but I really haven't watched Netflix. It's not one of my favorites. I actually like Paramount. Paramount Plus has been watching more of that and some of the movies on that more than anything. And I got Peacock. I mean, Peacock's. I know I do watch wrestling every so often, so I do watch that. And one thing good about Peacock is they do have sports, and that's one thing I like about Paramount too. See, this is why I don't like about Disney. Disney has ABC, ESPN. Now, if I want to see a sporting program on NBC, I can go to Peacock and it's there. Boom, boom. I watch all the stuff is golf, the race car, whatever's on NBC. They have their sport, the Olympics, everything's there. Paramount's the same thing with CBS. Everything. I mean, now Fox, since Fox don't, I guess Fox has something, but I can't watch with the Fox. But ABC, ESPN. So anything's on ABC, they have no, so unless you got ESPN Plus, but even then, they got it. So this is, I think, where Disney's failed. And a lot of their ABC stuff, see, NBC, they don't put it right away, but they air a show, and then like the next day, it'll come right on Peacock, or CBS the same way. Why isn't Disney using that for free? And I know some people say, oh, they use it for Hulu, but screw Hulu. I mean, it's a lot of people, Hulu should not even be there. Hulu should be combined with Disney Plus, and it should be, if they want to call it ABC, ABC, Disney, Hulu, or whatever, one streaming network, boom. And they need to have ESPN on it. So if I want to watch something that's on ABC or ESPN, it should be right there. Just like Paramount Plus is. And just way, even I'll go back to HBO Max. I think they got some of their TNT stuff there. But so it's kind of stupid. That's one thing I think Disney's failed at. Because NBC, Comcast's smart. I mean, I know Peacock is not like the greatest thing, but they got a great setup where they got, even with the wrestling, you go right into WWE, you can find anything. Go watch live wrestling right there. Boom, I can watch SummerSlam. I can watch the WrestleMania right there. Disney, I hate if Disney got that. Somehow you'd have to pay 5 times the amount of price and have to go in between another link and something else, and she's just putting it there. I haven't watched Black Adam or Black Panther 2 in the theater. I streamed it much later. Yeah, long longer drive me to watch. Yeah, that's how I said it. Just, I'll probably watch them again, but Black Adam, I'm not gonna watch again. That movie just trash. I don't want to see that movie. I've seen it twice, and the second time I went, I said I'm definitely not ever seeing it again. But we can see the stars up in the sky. It's supposed to be a green comet. I don't know, guys, if y'all been hearing about that, some kind of green comet thing. I guess you have to have binoculars. It's supposed to be coming from like the north and be like coming across sky towards that's Orion's belt there. I don't know if you can see on this phone because it's kind of dark out here. But they was saying something about a piece of the sun came off today. So who the hell knows? They said that's why we're getting earthquakes. So who the hell knows what's going to happen in the next few days? But or some kind of, that might be why the communication's been. I've had a lot of problems with YouTube, phone lines, and everything's been down the last few days. So that might be the problem with that sun issue they keep saying. It's over. It's 8 over there, right? Yeah, it's I believe. Let me just look at it. It's 8 or 7. Let me see. I got to look real quick here. It's 7:03. 7:03 o'clock. 7 o'clock. 7:03. But it's dark, man. It's dark. It's really dark here right now. It gets dark. I mean, it'll start days will start getting, once we get out of this winter, it'll start getting longer. We're supposed to get rain tomorrow, I believe, and we're supposed to get down in the 40s again here in like the next couple days. So another little cold snap. I mean, for Florida, that's cold. But yeah. Like I said, that's why you see it's pitch black. I'm trying to just walking out here in the yard. I'm having to do a lot of stuff on my phone. Like I said, our internet's been really bad. Hoping this tax season I get, Uncle Biden gives us a little money back. I can try to upgrade my internet before I can try to do some live streams again and try to get some old shows going back and hard to do everything on your phone, but it's cool. I can do my stuff on the phone now. But hopefully we'll get that going back here in the near future. I was like when I was doing a Basco show, I just had to do it on the phone because I last time I did it was like choppy in and out, in and out, in and out, and it's just not fun. Okay, I seen some Eagles or Chiefs. Which is it, Eagles or Chiefs? I don't like either team. I'm a Bucks fan, Tampa Bay Bucks fan. So I've had a lot of rivalries with the Eagles in the past. They've cost us a couple NFC championships in the past, back in the day when Dungy and all that, if you remember, before they won the first Super Bowl. And I don't like Mahomes, so I'm sorry, I don't like KC. I'm not a Mahomes fan. It's tough. That's why I was wanting San Francisco in there. I like San Francisco better because when I was young, I was a big Jerry Rice, Montana, Steve Young fan. So I was hoping for the San Francisco at least to be in there. Or in the other side, I was hoping for the Bengals. They were okay in the past. I remember back in the old days, Montana beat the Bengals out. That was their first Super Bowl win, first Super Bowl appearance. Was back in the 80s. I think was Boomer was in there, I believe. But yeah, it was So I would say I'm probably going for the Eagles, which I really don't like the Eagles, but it's one of those. It'd be like me saying Florida State and Florida. I do not like either team. I'm a Miami Hurricane fan, so it's kind of hard. On that point, I would probably say Florida State because I don't like the Gators at all. So, but like I said, probably the Eagles. I think they have a better team. One thing when everybody says, there was some little screwy things when they played the 49ers, but the 49ers were hurt. They got down. Purdy got hurt and all that, but that Bengals game was garbage. I'm sorry, that KC, there was a lot of ref BS in that thing, so I think the Bengals got screwed, so I definitely don't want to see the KC win it. Let me see what that comment is. Okay, let's see. I'm a Broncos fan, and the Chiefs rivalry is ugly and historic, especially during the Elway years, leaning Eagles. Yes, exactly. That was, Elway was if you remember, man, there was, Elway's, I know Rob's a big Buffalo fan, and, the Broncos were just like the Bills in the past. They went to the Super Bowl many times and lost. And then Elway, he finally got in there, he won it. And then, then when they brought Peyton in there, he came back and won it. And, that's what Brady should have did when he won the Super Bowl for the Bucks. If things wouldn't have happened, like we possibly could have won two. Our Mr. running his shirt off, and there was things happened there at the end right there at the end of that Rams game. But Brady would have probably looked like when Peyton won that Super Bowl, say, hey, I'm going to Disney World or Disneyland, and I'm retired, and that would have been probably the smartest thing because Brady did go out bad. He's going to get a big bonus telecasting sports on Fox Sports, but. Yeah, but I'm sure that ain't the way he won. This year's been crap. He lost his wife. All this. He had the worst season he's ever had. Lost to the Cowboys on top of that. Last game losing to the Cowboys, and that's like the worst feeling in the world, especially the Cowboys. I'd rather lose to the Texans than the Cowboys. But the Broncos gonna have they got a new coach this year, so. But y'all's quarterback's trash, though. That has to be the first thing I'd be if I was him. I'd get rid of him. Russell he is a toxic quarterback. He is no good for that team. He's really no good for any team in the NFL. He needs to be just pushed out the pasture and find somebody better. That team will not improve with him. So I think Payne's going to probably have to deal with him this year. And in the next year when they, especially when all the fans are ready that quarterback to go, and especially all the players doesn't like him, so that'll be the main thing. I would have preferred the Niners. Yeah, exactly. The Niners would have been a lot better choice. Russell doesn't have it. Yeah, Russell Wilson's garbage. He was okay when he first Seattle. Then he's married to some, he thinks he's Mr. Hollywood and all this, and his wife's got him crazy in the head too. So. I think he's done. To me, okay, but you already won your Super Bowl. I would, if I was him, I would retire too, because his team does not like him. Nobody liked him in Seattle when he left. Nobody in the Broncos like him. I feel bad for the poor Broncos coach. It wasn't his fault. He got a trash quarterback that just was not a team player, and I think he's the biggest problem. And it's going to show this year when they get Sean Payton, because Sean Payton, he's getting rid of all these little do boys. I guess Russell Wilson has little side coaches or whatever the hell he's got. All that's going. So he's going to be like, dude, you don't get no. This guy thinks he's Triple H, has his own star in his back room, or and no, you're going to be in the locker room with the rest of the guys, and you're gonna show something. You ain't gonna just BS like you did last year. So that's how it's going to end. Russell, I predict this right now. Russell Wilson, he doesn't change, his career ends this year, hurt or pushed out the door. So that's my prediction on that. Oh, I got 3 people coming in. Appreciate it, guys. Come on in, hit the like button. If you got any comments, DQ's sending some questions. If anybody else got any comments, questions, send them in. Hey, I'm not a genius. I'm just talking and having fun. So, like Rob's Holmes always says, it's my opinion. We're just having fun. So, definitely, guys. But definitely hit that like button. It helps me out. So if you haven't, subscribe and share. It does help me out. Trying to build a channel big as I can, good as I can. So I'm up to 7,300 subs, I believe. I believe it's up there. So my goal is hit 10K by summer. And if I can, if it doesn't, I'm gonna try my best. But that's my goal. Like I said, I'm hoping to have a lot of new stuff by then. Bring a lot of the shows back with a lot of new characters coming in there. Trying to do a little, maybe possible sports show coming in. A lot of good stuff. So they want to sell Snyderverse to Netflix. Yeah, see, that's what I heard. That's what I hear, but I just don't think it's going to happen, because they'd be like, I don't know, it'd be like, it'd be like Disney selling. Well, and then I remember like Disney doing that again, selling stuff to other networks. It'd be like Disney, like what where the Netflix thing was before they did Disney. It'd be like them trying to sell Daredevil again back to Netflix and all that, and then do another I guess do your own Daredevil show. I mean, why would you? We like that. They like selling Daredevil back to Netflix, where they could continue that old Daredevil show, and then try to reboot and do your own Daredevil show. Because I'm like I said, people gonna like, oh, this Batman on Netflix is different from the Batman on WB. So to me, it's kind of not. I like, they don't know what they're doing. But I meant Warner Brothers did Stranger Things, so who knows? Anybody see my fire? My pit fell over on my log. Doing a little. I had too big of a log, but it'll burn. I'll have to let it burn over. But it's a hashtag. Yeah, I mean, I seen that last. I think it was John Campy or one of them was talking about. He don't think it's gonna happen either. I just don't see it. That'd be kind of crazy. Like I said, people gonna turn on. Oh, there's Batman. Batman's now on Netflix, and then I know James Gunn's gonna do the Brave and the Bold or something. Then you got the Batman 2 on the other Batman movie. Too many. I mean, how many Batmans you need? And you would have a Superman. You'd have 2 Supermans. I guess you would have 2 Wonder Womans, and it's just like too confusing. But are they gonna? The thing is, are they just selling? When you say, are they gonna sell them the side? Are they gonna sell them the continuation? Or are they gonna sell them the whole damn Snyderverse? But then on top of that, you're selling your character to another a foreign entity. Well, or a rival company. I mean, it's kind of. I mean, it's as bad as big thing like Disney selling Mickey Mouse or Donald Duck to Universal or something. I mean, it's kind of strange. Even though you can still use Donald Duck on your own, but it's kind of weird to do that. But I mean, unless because I know Netflix. They do. I know they have Jurassic Park and different things from different studios, but it'd be kind of. I would think that Warner Brothers would want, or DC, they would want their stuff together. They wouldn't want to try to split them all around. But who knows? All right, guys, it's about it's like 35 minutes I've been on this thing, having fun. Let's see, is Val Zod Superman still in the plans? I don't know. I mean, James Gunn is supposedly we're going to get a new, younger Superman. It sounds like we're not getting an origin story, but this is going to be a real young Superman. What I'm hearing. So. I think all the old rumors, all the old DC stuff is completely gone. I mean, even like when they were doing the Batgirl and this and all that stuff is gone. I mean, they've canceled most of the shows. So I mean, I think right now the only thing will survive. It's like the James Gunn when he did the Suicide Squad. Those characters, Peacemaker, those will survive. Because, he's going to do this one's called Monsters and Gods and Monsters. Something. He's going to do his own Swamp Thing movie. So it's going to be interesting to see what they can cast Superman right. I mean, it's going to be, people's just going to have to accept it. It's going to be, Henry Cavill's gone. I hate people's just going to have to accept it. That Superman is gone. I mean, here's the thing. If you're going to reboot it, you got to change the cast. You can't just reboot I mean, you can say, he Flashpoint and this and that, but you gotta. It would be kind of weird. I mean, like I said, Ben Affleck is not there. No, he's no longer Superman. And I guess Wonder Woman's gone. And and the Aquaman would be weird, especially him going being Lobo. If you kept everybody in the same universe and he changed it to Lobo, I mean, how are you gonna explain that? Okay, he's Aquaman in 2 or 3 movies in this universe, and now he's Lobo. How do you explain that? I mean, that's going to be that'd be a very interesting. So you just got to start fresh. That's the thing. Everybody got to realize. Even I've seen The Rock. The Rock had to realize Black Adam is gone. If there's a new Black Adam, it's not going to be The Rock. The Rock's going to have to accept that. So, and that's the same for Shazam. Shazam, this movie, that's his last. This is sort of like when Disney took over Fox. Dark Phoenix and New Mutants. Those movies were already shot, but they're nothing going to go from them. They just, if they make money, they make money. They're hoping they break even, but they're done. They're gone. They're over with. They've been ended before they've been released. It's just like New Mutants. New Mutants was set in limbo hell for like 4 to 5 years. That movie, they knew they would never make a sequel. Whatever. I mean, if it had made $1 billion, Stranger Things, they would probably, God knows, they would probably try to make a direct-to-video or something of another one. But it's done. They know it's done. It's finished. So, alrighty. They cast this Superman right, it would definitely, yes, that's definitely it. And that's up to WB and that's up to James Gunn. So hopefully, that's the thing. Warner Brothers needs, if they've gave James Gunn the reins, they need to stay out of it. Just like Disney originally gave Kevin Feige and Bob Paycheck, he sort of screwed him, and then that's why we got crap like freaking She-Hulk and garbage like that. If they would just say, hey, James Gunn, okay, we're giving you an opportunity. It's just like a head coach, unless you were, run for the Dallas Cowboys, and then you're under Jerry no matter what. You say, hey, this is your team for this year. Okay, we're giving you an opportunity. If you succeed, hey, we're gonna the skies are gold, the money's green, everything. But if you fail, buddy, you're out of here. That's just the way it's got to be. They got to give the man his, they gave him the reins, so let him do his vision, or let him do, don't go in there and do a way they did Snyder and then bring, what's his name in there to half-ass the Justice League movie, change it around and screw it up. And see, that was the worst thing they did. They should have let Snyder just finish the damn movie the way it was. If he failed, he's done. Get rid of him. But really, then the way they did it, it's like, it'd be like this. Sort of like them putting Brady in for half of the game. And, the game is, we're up a little bit, but we're not up a lot. Oh, well, let's yank him for the second half. We bring in Joe Schmo, the quarterback, and we lose the damn game. Well, that's the way it sort of did. I'm not saying Snyder had the best movie with the Justice League movie, but, they made it worse. What they I know he might have tried to overdo it and something, but they turned into like a Dollar Tree movie when they changed it around. The movie was terrible. And I mean, people are like, oh, the Snyder Cut. Well, the Snyder Cut's 4 hours, so you should not have a 4-hour goddamn movie. I mean, he should have been able to went in there and fixed it right. He could have made a movie 3 hour, 2.5, 3 hour movie, and would have been good and say, okay, this is a continuation. That's what I think. That's the problem with Justice. He pushed so much in there. That movie probably should have been 2 movies. Say this is Justice League 1, Part 1, Part 2, and then the third one, when Darkseid, where everybody wants the Darkseid coming back, with fighting Superman on. But here's the thing. They didn't. That was main thing because of Warner Bros. Sticking their nose in the business and instead of letting the man, I guess, with Batman versus Superman did not succeed as good as they wanted it to do. But you got to look at Wonder Woman 1 did really good. Aquaman. So why? And Aquaman 1 did really good. So why fuck it up? Let him finish that, do what he could do. The Superman Legacy or Batman Brave and the Bold, which one you most interested in? Well, I mean, the Batman, the Brave and the Bold sounds interesting. I really like Batman. I like both. I mean, I love Superman. I love Batman. Well, I mean, thing about this, that's your 2 characters. Superman and Batman. You got to have them right first. I mean, I would say probably. I want to say the Batman. It sounds really interesting, but the Superman. You need a good Superman movie. You need a good Superman movie to start off. Then you need a good Batman movie to start off. See, that's the problem. Like I was saying, when they were going, let's do Batgirl and Batwoman and Jackpot or whoever or not Jack, whoever the hell they try to pull out of the woodworks. You need to have it good. Superman needs to be solid. Batman needs to be solid. And then we need let's go in there and we get Wonder Woman. Them your Trinity, them 3. Batman, Superman, and Wonder Woman. Those 3 you gotta have. Them gotta be top tier. That's to me, there's your 3 A-listers. That's your A-listers. Then when you would say, oh, what about Flash and what about Aquaman? There'll be like A- listers. They're still the top 5. And even Green Lantern too. I mean, Green Lantern, those 3, those 3. But those 3, like I said, but A+ listers, you got to have your Batman, you got to have your Superman, and you got to have Wonder Woman, top notch. There's Trinity. There's your top ones. Then you go on there. Then after that, of course, you got your Martian Manhunter. You got your your Green Lantern Corps. You go into more. Outside of that, that range, the Hawkman, all that good. There's a lot of great Dr. Fate. So there's a lot of great characters. I mean, I would consider them like B+, top tier. But don't start going and grabbing. When you're struggling, you don't go and start making D characters and C+ characters when you can't get your A+ characters list, up there. I mean, it's like. I like Disney. If you ain't got Captain America, that's like Disney Marvel. They had Captain America. They got him Spotlight. They got Iron Man. People knew Iron Man was I hate to tell people. I know Disney. Problem with Disney, most of their main core A+ characters were in other studios, so they had a harder time. They made Iron Man an A+ character, which Iron Man really originally was not an A+ character. It was a BC character. Captain America was was always a big character, and they brought Captain America back. The Hulk had problems. The problem with Hulk is he was dealing with Universal, so they did the Hulk right where they should have. But of course, Spider-Man. See, that's your A+ cream of the crop character, but you're dealing with Sony, and But like I said, Warner Bros. Had never had that problem. Warner Bros. Had always had their characters all in one. They ain't had multiple studios dealing with their characters. So, you've had no issues with Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman. So why go off the path of those? What he said, Superman Legacy, Batman, Supergirl maybe still. Well, yeah, that Super. I think Supergirl was Superwoman or Supergirl was in that first phase one or whatever it is. But here's the thing: that phase one. I mean, it's sort of like they're trying to do MCU type stuff. But I don't see nothing happening to at least 2025, 2026. So you're saying that the problem with that phase one, if everything goes the same, if they don't change it, they may add some. That phase one will last us to 2030. So I hate the people who wanted to see Darkseid and all this. You're not going to see Darkseid unless they change something until like after 2030 now with this new slate, because I know we're getting a Waller. We got a lot of Warner Brother or HBO Max shows and stuff, but this is you got to get. There's no Justice League. There's not really of a Justice League duty to you get the. I know I seen they're doing was it before Wonder Woman, the Amazonians or something like that, but there's not really going to be a Justice League. So people was wanting to see that Justice League type movie. They're not going to see it till after 2030 if this slate goes away, which it needs. I mean, you can't put a Justice League in a movie because you've not established your main characters. Like I said, you went away from Batman, you went away from Superman, Wonder Woman. You've screwed it with that Wonder Woman 84. You just destroyed that. And the Green Lantern hasn't really. They had that movie, the original Green Lantern movie was not good. So you need to get him more established again. And the problem with the Flash is, okay, the Flash TV show's good, but God, with Ezra Miller and all this, well, I mean, it's going to be a hot mess. So, and then Shazam, you haven't did him right. I mean, I thought it was going to be good, and then with Black Adam, it's that whole area is just garbage. So I mean, it's just, some people like it, some people don't. But oh lordy, yeah, there's a lot of stars out of the sky tonight, guys. I don't know if you can see them good. I can see those little dots. You can probably see some of them. Let me see. But yeah, I'm not an expert, guys. I most of it's my opinion or what I see or what I think. So everybody thinks different, and then that's good. Everybody should think different. I mean, what I think and what like my friends, like Rob thinks is different, or what Basco thinks, or Anzo, or Danny, or even UDQ, or anybody. I mean, we all have similar thoughts and things on something. Everybody wants something a little, see something different or wants a little different. It's like Black Panther 2. I mean, Danny will probably say it's probably the second best movie of all time. And I'm not saying it's not a good movie. To me, the first one was just like, a lot of people will say it was special. It was really good. And that movie will touch people in different ways. Like with the African American community, they will really touch them. I mean, it won't touch me the same they do, but it was a really good movie. It was really well written. I mean, the story was good. To me, the second one, and I know Ryan Coogler, he's a great director, and he got put in a bad position. And I think he probably wished he had like another year to just figure out something. And he got stuck in that, Disney said, hey, this movie's got to come out in November. We want money. The last movie made $1 billion something, and we want another $1 billion movie. And he probably got bitched out because it didn't make $1 billion. He probably did. Who knows? But he did get, it was hard. And when they said, oh, we're not going to recast him. We're not going to, he got put in the same situation when they killed Snoke in Last Jedi. I mean, and I hate to put it to that example. I mean, when Rian Johnson killed Snoke and then they were like, where the hell do we go? Well, that sort of, and it's not a directing thing. We had a real life situation where Chad Boseman died, so you know, you get put in that sort of, my main character died. What am I supposed to do? And yeah, I'm sure he had a completely different, which they said he had a completely different idea what he wanted to do. He wanted Namor a little different, everything. So, you know, it's hard to figure. And then you got the push, oh, you can't recast him, you can't do this. Okay? And I don't think, I think Chad Boseman would have wanted been recast. I mean, you cannot just, just kill the character off completely just because a star dies. I hate to say it. If Harrison Ford dies, oh, is Indiana Jones done for good? Is that what we? I mean, if you get to that point, it's gonna be tough to recast Harrison Ford as Indiana Jones, and I mean, who knows? They might have a woman Indiana Jones. I don't know what they're gonna do, but I mean, eventually something like that's gonna happen. Or James Bond. What happened? I mean, James Bond. I mean, you had some of the greatest. Roger Moore. You had what's his name before Roger Moore. I mean, the character. You know, you honor that character, but you cannot just completely kill the character off of existence. It was like the Red Hulk. I mean, now Harrison Ford's taking his character over. I was figuring out, okay, we're just completely, the Red Hulk is gone. So I mean, you cannot, you're not disrespecting the actor. The actor was great. Chadwick was, yeah, Sean Connery. But the actor was great. He was one of the greatest, and you honor him. But you just cannot just, to me, killing his character and banishing his character, to me, it's just more disrespectful to him than, you know, continuing on his character. It's like, it's almost like you're, you know, but no, you're not really. You're more like, you know, to me, it's more disrespectful to him, you know, killing his character off than doing that. Because guess what? Because if you do that, okay, well, we don't have no Black Panther now. Oh, well, the Black Panther has gone successful. I hate to say it, you know, before Black Panther, I mean, people knew the Black Panther character and all, but it's gone mainstream now. It's gone mainstream. So, you know, if you say, oh, we're just going to put it in the side closet and all this and not, well, you're reversing something that you've built up to it's like Iron Man. Okay, you know, Iron Man's got to come back or something because, you know, they built that character up to mainstream, and then now it's like you cannot just end him for good. You got to have a reboot, or you got to have something. You got to have something. I mean, some things shouldn't be rebooted. To me, like Back to the Future, I would never reboot or something like that, or certainly E.T. Without some, but you know, movies like the comic books, you have to, because things evolve and change, but you cannot just. It's like Cap. You can't. They move Cap on. Well, guys, I'm gonna call it a night. My wife's calling me, probably thinking, "Where in the world am I doing?" I appreciate everybody popping in, guys. If you're watching this, please hit that like, subscribe, share button. DQ, I appreciate you coming in and spending time with me. I know there's probably some cooler people on YouTube right now you probably could watch and hanging out with, but I appreciate you, brother. You coming in and always, you know, give me a thumbs up and a good holler and good questions and all that. So, brother, I appreciate it. And Devin, I'd probably guys, if you go check out I'm not sure if Onzo and them are doing any shows tonight. They usually sometimes do some kind of we're on Chaos Central. They usually sometimes do some kind of best of show. So check out Chaos Central if any of them guys are streaming. Definitely the hangout maybe next Wednesday at 8 o'clock, I believe, unless guys are having to work. So guys, check that out. And check all the channels out on my page. All my good friends on there on Chaos Central, and some of the friends I stream with and all that. So help them out. Subscribe to them, share and like. But guys, I appreciate it. Guys, stay safe. Got a weekend coming up. Stay safe. If I don't see you then, have a good Valentine's Day, everybody. Give that special loved one a kiss and a good hug and share. And like I said, be safe. Peace out, guys. And have a great night, guys.